Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick or the Notorious Fantasy back again today with another fantasy football mock draft video. Today we are doing a 12-team half PPR mock draft as based off a subscriber request. I don't remember his name. I'm not going to even say it because I don't want to get it wrong, but he requested it. So if you guys want to request it, leave it down below in the comments. Say hi, say whatever you want, and I'll do that draft for you. Say you want a 10-team PPR, I'll do that. 10-team standard, I'll do that from whatever pick you want. Two quarterback, dynasty, not dynasty. Actually, I lied, not dynasty. But yeah, let's get into the video. So it's a 12-team half PPR mock draft at the 5 slot. We got one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, tight end, flex, kicker, defense, and 6 bench spots. Let's get right into the video. First pick off the board, Ezekiel Elliott, followed by Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara. Pretty typical first 4 picks. Normally, you're going to be saying Saquon or Zeke go first, and then obviously one or the other at 2, and then Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, and then at 5, you're staring down the decision: do I want a wide receiver with the first pick, or do I want a running back? And in my opinion, I want a running back. I want David Johnson. I want a running back that I'm confident starting week in and week out that I think can have put up high points on the Arizona Cardinals. So that's why we're going David Johnson here. After we selected DJ, Melvin Gordon came off the board, followed by DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, Joe Mixon, Le'Veon Bell, Michael Thomas, Odell Beckham Jr., Julio Jones, James Conner, Dalvin Cook, Juju Smith-Schuster, Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb, Damian Williams. No tight ends have been selected yet, which is pretty out of the ordinary. Now, normally a guy like Travis Kelce goes at the end of the first round or the beginning of the second round. He's still available here. Will I pick him? Most likely not, but I would strongly think about it. So now it's our pick. And let me talk about some of these guys here before I talk about our pick. A guy like Todd Gurley picked at the 2-5. Now like I said, I don't like draft him in the first 5 rounds. I wouldn't touch him due to his injury, so do not do that. Now at the end of the draft, normally in like a 10 or 12 team league, you're gonna see guys in a PPR, a normal PPR or half PPR format, go with the double wide receiver stack towards the end of the first round because you can get 2 solid receivers. They're going to be putting up hella points every single week, and then you go running back later. Or just go 3 wide receivers, go the no running back strategy. That's a completely different thing. But like I said, that's pretty typical. So normally the 11th or 12th spot can do it, or both will end up doing that strategy, depending on how the draft goes. So it's our pick. We're looking down at guys like Travis Kelce, AB, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill, Leonard Fournette. So at this pick, typically I would look to go receiver here or running back or tight end. I'm pretty much out of the first 3 rounds, I like to get 2 running backs pretty much. So that in the second or third round, or even in the first round, I'm looking at different positions. Now, I do like Travis Kelce, not as much in a 12-team league, more in a 10-team league, due to the fact that you get that positional advantage from having the best tight end. Whereas, since every position in a 10-team league is pretty much going to be stacked, you're going to have 2 good running backs, 2 good receivers, a good quarterback, a good tight end, pretty much everyone, a good flex. But whereas in a 12-team league, that's pretty different. And if you don't have 2 elite running backs, in my opinion, it makes it hard to win. Or an elite running back and then a great running back, you know what I'm talking about? So we're going to go with a wide receiver here. And it's pretty hard for me to decide here. Do I want AB? Do I want Mike Evans? Do I want Tyreek Hill? In my opinion, Tyreek Hill will have the best year out of those guys, even though hopefully he doesn't get suspended for what he did. I don't think he will because the courts didn't find anything. If something comes up, Tyreek Hill suspended. If you're watching this in August, just click out now. Go into a different video. But yeah, Tyreek Hill right now seems to be the good pick here at the 2-8, and I'm pretty sure that when draft season comes, he may be going even higher than this. So I'm going to select Tyreek Hill here. After we went Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce came off the board, followed by AB, T.Y. Hilton, Mike Evans, Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, Keenan Allen, and Adam Thielen. So, no one really here to talk about. Nothing too out of the ordinary here from those picks. Now, the big 3 tight ends are going to be gone before the 4th round. Travis Kelce and his 2 buddies, Zach Ertz and George Kittle, are typically going to go in the first 4 rounds, maybe even earlier, due to the fact that some people love tight ends. They may all be gone by the 3rd fucking round. So if you want those tight ends, you got to take them in the first 3 rounds. The quarterback, A guy like Patrick Mahomes is going to go in like the third, fourth round in these mocks, whereas in your real at-home draft, you may end up going in the first or second round, which is pretty typical because some people just don't know what the fuck to do. So they're like, oh, okay, let me go Mahomes. Let me go quarterback. Let me get the guy that threw 50 touchdowns. Do you think he's going to throw 50 touchdowns again? I certainly don't. That's pretty fucking hard to throw 50 touchdowns 2 years in a row when only 12 people have ever done it, or something like that. It's like 12, might be 15. I don't know. That's very few quarterbacks when there's a lot of quarterbacks who play football. 32 every single year, maybe even more actually. Probably more because people get hurt. People are ass and they get benched. So, right now, after we went wide receiver, we're looking down at the running backs because, like I always say, two running backs in the first 3 rounds typically is what you want. You want your elite running back and you want a great running back. Two guys that can finish top 12 in fantasy. That's what you want on your team. And you want to avoid injury. Avoid injury by picking guys who are not injury prone, who will show up to team pictures. You want to know who doesn't show up to team pictures? Leonard Fournette. Fuck that guy. Maybe actually don't fuck that guy. Maybe he's a nice guy, but he doesn't show up to team pictures. He gets hurt. You don't fucking want that on your team. You don't want a guy who gets hurt constantly. You want to know who doesn't get hurt constantly? Marlon Mack. Now, Marlon Mack did miss some games last year, so he gets hurt, but not fucking constantly. He's not a guy who every single year is just gonna fucking blow his knee out, do something stupid. Marlon Mack shows up to team pictures, and for that reason alone, I will go Marlon Mack over Leonard Fournette, even though that's just a joke. I like Marlon Mack more than Leonard Fournette, but for that reason, we're going Marlon Mack here. After we selected Marlon Mack of the Indianapolis Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, Patrick Mahomes comes off the board, followed by Devontae Freeman, Josh Jacobs, George Kittle, Kerryon Johnson, Amari Cooper, AJ Green, Zach Ertz, Leonard Fournette, David Montgomery, Mark Ingram, Julian Edelman, Brandon Cooks, and Philip Lindsay, the Afro Boy. So, like I have stated previously, the all three big tight ends all have been gone in the fourth round, the beginning of the fourth round, pretty much the third round. That guy could have picked fucking Zach Ertz with the swing pick at the beginning of the third round. But some guys, what they like to do, what you typically see, if some guy's gonna pick Travis Kelsey and he's at the 112, he'll just do it at the 2-1 to say that he didn't pick a tight end in the first round. It's just some mind strategies that get you thinking that you made the right decision by not picking a tight end early. So all the big tight ends are gone, and typically the other tight ends, guys like O.J. Howard, Hunter Henry, Evan Ingram, Eric Ebron, Jared Cook, all go from around the 5th to the 7th round. Now maybe in your at-home league, they may be going all in the fucking 4th round. Everyone loves a tight end. You know what I'm saying? Haha, funny joke. So it is our pick, and we are likely looking at running back or receiver here. We don't look quarterback early, like I always say. If you do your mocks at home, you pick a quarterback early and see your team comes out. I've done it multiple times on this channel. I'd never really like it when I go a guy early. So it's our pick. We're looking a running back here, like I have stated, because I think a lot of the guys that I like will be gone. Now, a guy like Sony Michel could end up, he could finish this year top 12 running back. He really could, but he's injury prone. And we said injuries, fuck those guys. We don't want guys that are injury prone. We don't want someone on the Patriots who we don't know if he's going to get the touches every single week. A guy like James White, completely different story in a half PPR or PPR format. He's not even a running back, really. He runs the ball a couple of times every game, sure, but he also catches the ball like 6 times a game, and that's where he gets his points from. So a guy like Sony Michel is just completely cancel out that motherfucker my board. He's canceled. Fucking canceled in the cancel culture. So the CCC, the cancel culture. No, that's 2 C's. But you wanna know who also has 2 C's? The guys we're fucking picking, Chris Carson. Chris Carson is an elite running back, in my opinion, in real life. He's pretty fucking. Actually, he's not really elite. I just lied. But in the fourth round, he's quite the elite pick because the Seahawks run the ball so much every single game. They barely rely on the pass game. Russell Wilson doesn't sling the ball so many times. Why? Because Pete Carroll's an old fuck who likes running the ball. So on a team that's going to run the ball so much, you want to get touches from those teams. Chris Carson's going to run the ball 15, 17, 18, 16 times a game. His backup, Rashad Penny's probably going to touch the ball 10 times a game too, which may worry you. You might say, maybe Penny will take the job, but that's fine because even if Penny takes the job, Chris Carson's still going to be running it a shit ton of times. So Chris Carson's your third running back on your team here if you abide by this strategy. Now, maybe you might be thinking, oh, Nick, that's kind of stupid. Maybe I should go wide receiver. Well, I tell you that running backs win championships. If you load up on running backs, you will win, and that's a guarantee. If you load up on wide receivers, you look at your bench, it's just a bunch of wide receivers. It's easy to pick up a wide receiver off the waiver wire that's good that you can start. You can easily find someone to start. Last year, Deshaun Hamilton, Robert Foster, Cortland Sutton, all these guys you can find on the waiver wire. You can start these guys. You want to know who you can find on the waiver wire that's a running back that you can start? Literally no one. The only running backs that are startable on there are running backs where their main running back on that team got hurt. A guy like Justin Jackson was startable. A guy like Jalen Samuel startable at the end of the year because their main guy went down. Now I'm just going on a rant here, so we're gonna go Chris Carson here. Kenyon Drake also honorable mention. You might want to go him. He feels a bit safer to me than Chris Carson. They're both kind of safe in my opinion. For that reason, we're going Chris Carson. After we selected Chris Carson of the Seattle Seahawks at the 4-8, Stefon Diggs comes off the board, followed by Robert Woods, Sony Michel, Kenny Galladay, Aaron Rodgers, Chris Godwin, Andrew Luck, and Calvin Ridley. So now it's our pick at the 5-5. Three quarterbacks have currently been selected through the fifth round. Now, typically at your at-home draft, four quarterbacks may be off the board now. Five. Guys love quarterbacks. Quarterbacks, they make the big money. You Google shit. It's the quarterbacks. Everyone knows the quarterbacks' names. But you want to know what wins you in fantasy? Some quarterback ain't gonna win you your shit in fantasy unless you're playing super flex. The quarterback don't really matter as long as you get a guy that can run the ball. So it's our pick, and we need to get a receiver here because while I do like Kenyon Drake, I would rather finish my wide receiver in the starting lineup because in the sixth round, the wide receiver that I get, I'm not going to like as much as a guy that I can get here at the 5.5. So we're looking down the lens right here. We got our sniper. We're aiming. We're trying to figure out who the fuck to pick here. Guys on the board right now. Guy like Tyler Lockett. Guy like Cooper Kupp. Mike Williams. Jarvis Juice Landry. DJ Moore. Tyler Boyd. Alshon Jeffrey. Sammy Watkins. All guys that some people may like. You want to know who I don't like? Cooper Kupp. Now, oh, the reports came out. He's going to be fine for week one. You want to know what they also said? Todd Gurley's going to be fine, man. They say Todd Gurley's going to be fine. Todd Gurley's knee is fucked up. All right? Don't draft fucking Todd Gurley and don't draft Cooper Kupp. And that's on me. If I'm wrong, then I'm sorry, but I don't think I'm wrong. I try to avoid these injuries. So now it's my pick, and we're looking at, in my opinion, the best wide receiver on the board right now is Tyler Lockett. Now, I told you, the Seahawks like running the ball. I know, they do like running the ball, but they're still going to throw the ball because Russell Wilson's one hell of a quarterback. And you want to know who he likes throwing it to? Tyler Lockett, the number one on the team. Tyler Lockett may end up scoring 10 fucking touchdowns this year. I think he did it last year. I'm pretty sure. I got a lot of numbers in my head, like Mason from Black Ops 1. But we're looking down the barrel here. We're going with a guy like Tyler Lockett here, who I think is going to have a great fucking season. And we're going to have two Seahawks on the team, but that's okay because the Seahawks are a good team. So that's all good with me. It's all good. So we're going with Tyler Lockett here. After we selected Tyler Lockett, Kenyon Drake came out the board, followed by O.J. Howard, James White, Cooper Kupp, Evan Ingram, Mike Evans, Deshaun Watson, Tevin Coleman, Tariq Cohen, Jarvis Juice Landry, Lamar Miller, Baker Mayfield, Tyler Boyd, Robbie Anderson. Now we're looking for more running backs cuz like I said, the running backs, they go fast. They come flying off the fucking board and then you're sitting there in the ninth round like who the fuck are these guys? Well, actually, you're going to know who the fuck those guys are because you watch these videos. But if you're just tuning in now, you may not know who Royce Freeman is. You might not know who Ronald Jones is. You might not know who Donta Foreman is. You might not know who some of these guys are. I explained who these guys are in all these videos. But if you want to win and you want to win your championship, you need these running backs. I'm telling you right now. A wide receiver we get here in the seventh round will still be good. A tight end we get in the ninth round will still be good, like I said. So, I wanted to make sure I got my second wide receiver that I felt confident in, but now I'm fine loading up the bench with a running back here that I see that I could potentially be starting during the season. So we're gonna go with a guy that I like a lot. I like him. Like we're in fourth grade. I like this guy. It's gay for this right here. We're gonna go with Darrell Henderson here. Now Darrell Henderson, you might say, why are you drafting a backup in the sixth round? I don't know. Why am I drafting a backup in the sixth round? Because Darrell Henderson may end up being the fucking starter because Todd Gurley, his knee is fucked. His knee is injured. You don't draft a guy with knee arthritis. Do you know anyone that has arthritis that isn't 80 years old? Because I don't. That's why you're going to go with Darrell Henderson here. You're going to feel pretty goddamn confident since he's going to be riding the pine. He's going to ride the pine for a while. You may throw him in as your flex, but he's going to be riding the pine for a long time on your fantasy team. Then out of nowhere, you're going to whip him out, and you're not going to get arrested because you're whipping out a running back, not something different. All right? So we're going to go with Darrell Henderson here. After we selected Darrell Henderson, Rashad Penny comes off the board, followed by Hunter Henry, DJ Moore, Alshon Jeffrey, Sammy Watkins, Darius Geis, Latavius Murray, and Matthew Ice, the Super Bowl choker himself. Now it's our pick, and like I said, I love running backs, but a guy I really wanted, Latavius Murray, is gone. The quarterbacks are still going to be there later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quarterbacks have been selected off the board. The tight end that I want, Vance McDonald, still going to be there in like the ninth round. So it's either running back here or it's wide receiver. A guy like Miles Sanders now, I don't remember which one it was that signed. I think it was Clement. I could be wrong. Someone signed. Darren Sproles might have been. One of these Philly running backs signed, which gives me a worry that Miles Sanders may not be the starter at the beginning of the year, right? I didn't even think that previously, but now I'm even more worried. But you want to know when you don't have to worry about if he's the starter week one? When you have guys like Marlon Mack, David Johnson, and Chris Carson on your fucking team. You can just sit there and wait 4 fucking weeks for Miles Sanders to be good, and then you just throw him in the flex. You can wait 5 weeks. You can wait 6 weeks when you've got great runners on your team already. And that's why I like getting these running backs early. Now, a guy like Miles Sanders in week 7 may break out. He may break out week 4, week 5, week 6, and he will stay, in my opinion, he will end up being the locked and loaded running back one on the Philadelphia Eagles, who could end up being dangerous this year. They'd be more dangerous, in my opinion, if they kept Nick Foles and got rid of sorry ass Carson Wentz. But that has nothing to do with who I'm picking here. And we're going Miles Sanders. Now, some people tell me in my comments, Nick, you need to draft more receivers. Nick, this is a stupid idea. How many leagues did you win last year? Because I won a lot doing this. And the same strategy doesn't necessarily work every year, but it's been working for the past couple of years now. A lot of people like to load up on these wide receivers because half PPR, it's PPR. They're like, I need a guy who catches the ball, but it's okay with me going running backs because that's how you win. You need two good running backs, in my opinion. So that's why we're going Miles Sanders here. And we're going to get these two good running backs. Whether DJ goes down or Marlon Mack goes down, I'm still confident in my team. We go Miles Sanders. After we went Miles Sanders, Eric Ebron came off the board, followed by Drew Brees, Jared Cook, Carson Wentz, Dante Pettis, Will Fuller, Jordan Howard, Christian Kirk, Vance McDonald, Kyler Murray, Kareem Hunt, Allen Robinson, Sterling Shepard, Geronimo Allison. Now, I'm a bit fucking sad right now because Vance McDonald came off the board before we could select him. So now the tight ends are looking kind of bad right here. But it's a-okay because, there's tight ends I like later in the draft. So you don't have to stick your head into thinking that you need Vance McDonald. You don't need Vance McDonald. You don't need any of these tight ends that go at the beginning of the draft. You can just find some guy, the diamond in the goddamn rough. All right, that's how you're gonna win the game. That's how you win fantasy. You find these sleepers late in the draft that win you the championship. Your first 4 picks need to hit. If those hit and you find a fucking sleeper, you're winning that shit. I'm telling you that right now. So keep following my videos. Click that subscribe button, and you will lift that championship at the end of the goddamn year. You're going to lift that cup. You're going to kiss it just like Trubisky kisses those titties. So it's our pick. And we are at the 8-8. And we are looking at we're looking at receiver because we already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running bikes. We got 2 receivers. We got no tight end. We got no quarterback. But that's a-okay because the quarterbacks come late. The tight ends come late. The running backs and the receivers, they go fast. The running backs go even faster. Like I said in the 8th round, there's still so many targets at wide receiver that you can be looking at. A guy like Marvin Jones, a guy like Cortland Sutton, a guy like N'Keal Harry, a guy like D.D. Westbrook, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, DK Metcalf. All great names here. N'Keal Harry, right now, what is he going to do? I have no idea. But that guy can be an absolute fucking stud this year on the Patriots. Am I targeting him right here when I see all these other names that I like? No. But could N'Keal Harry end up being someone who turns the Jets on, has a great first year rookie, is a great rookie first year? Go ahead. I think that's entirely possible. Will I pick him in the 8th round? Probably not because I like all these other guys, like Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones can 100% do what Kenny Golladay does this year. It could look stupid that you picked Kenny Golladay in the 4th round because of how good Marvin Jones does. But I like Kenny Golladay too. I think the Detroit Lions are going to turn it around this year and be pretty hot. Kerryon Johnson, Matt Stafford, Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones, T.J. Hawkinson, all great names. Great names that I love. And Marvin Jones is the guy I like the most out of all these names. So we are going to lock and load in Marvin Jones. See, since we've picked only 2 wide receivers, you need to make sure you check the bye weeks. Tyreek Hill, bye 12. Tyler Lockett by 11. So you can't pick a guy that's by 12 or 11. Well, you can, but not as good, in my opinion. So we're going to go with Marvin Jones here. After we selected Marvin Jones, Courtland Sutton came up the board, followed by Chicago Bears defense, Rolls-Royce Freeman, Ronald Jones, David Njoku, Larry Fitz, LaShawn McCoy, N'Keal Harry. The Bears' first defense selected. Don't pick the Bears this early. Don't pick a defense this early. So it's our pick in the 9th round. Now we're kind of looking for a quarterback here. I like Russell Wilson, but am I confident going Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson? I don't like the Seahawks that much that I would be willing to do that. But some people may tell you that's a great stack. I mean, they're on a great team. That could be a great stack, but I don't trust Russell Wilson to be throwing the ball 35 times like I want out of my quarterback. But he doesn't even run the ball enough to like him like that. I'd prefer a guy later that I think I can get. So for that reason, I'm out on like Mr. Wonderful, I'm out on Russell Wilson at this pick. If I didn't have Tyler Lockett or Chris Carson, maybe I'd lock that pick in. But currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs and 3 receivers. Now, there are running backs I like later, but the running backs I want now will be gone. But at the receiver position, we are going to want to get one more solid receiver here because we do want to get a backup tight end here if we end up getting one of the shittier tight ends that are still available back here. So we are going to go with a receiver here. And we're going to get a receiver that I like a lot. Now, right now, Corey Davis is on the board. You may tell me, oh, Corey Davis is the wide receiver 1 on the Tennessee Titans. And I tell you, that's probably correct. He is the wide receiver 1. Is he any good, though? The answer is no. He fucking sucks. All right? You don't want anything to do with Corey Davis. But you want to know what I want something to do with? D.D. Westbrook, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Curtis Samuels, even a guy like DK Metcalf. But not on my fantasy team right now will DK Metcalf enter here. We don't want 3 Seahawks. We don't like the Seahawks like that. But it's between D.D. Westbrook and Marquez Valdes-Scantling, and in my opinion, this is an easy decision for right here. We're going to go with MVS. We're going to hope that MVS becomes the number 2 on the Green Bay Packers, an elite offense with an elite quarterback, a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. And for that reason, we are going to go Marquez Valdes-Scantling here. After we went MVS, Russell Wilson came off the board, followed by Jared Goff, Cam Newton. The quarterback run, it ran. Dante Foreman, Jalen Samuels, Phillip Rivers, Corey Davis, D.D. Westbrook, Rams defense, famous Jameis, DK Metcalf, Austin Eckler, Adrian Peterson, and Peyton Barber. Now all the quarterbacks seem to be gone. You may be thinking, Nick, what do I do? All the good quarterbacks are gone. The answer is no, not all the good quarterbacks are gone. Tom Brady's still available. I'm just fucking kidding. You don't pick Tom Brady in fucking fantasy. That dude's too old to do what you want in fantasy. You want someone who can run the ball. A quarterback that can run. You want to know who's a quarterback who can run the ball? Dak Prescott scores 6 rushing touchdowns each of his first 3 years in the NFL. 3 years, 6 touchdowns every single year. He steals Zeke's touchdowns like it's his job, and it is his job. He wants that contract. Will Dallas give it to him? Is he worth the money? Who knows? But you know what he is worth? He's worth a 10th round pick in fucking fantasy to lead you to the championship. So we are going to go Dak Prescott here. After we selected Dak Prescott, Curtis Samuels came off the board, followed by Carlos Hyde, Deshaun Jackson, Jerick McKinnon, Damian Harris, James Washington, Golden Tate, Thomas Brady. Now it's our pick, and we need a tight end because these motherfuckers go fast. Now, you're looking at down the barrel at a guy like TJ Hawkinson, a guy like Austin Hooper. 2 guys that I somewhat like, but you want to know who I like the most? I like Hawkinson. I like Hawkinson to have a great year this year. He's quite the discount in the 11th round. And since we waited, I think we can go just 2 tight ends here and feel pretty confident with switching them in and out every single week, playing that fucking matchup. So we are going to go with TJ Hawkinson here out of the Detroit Lions, formerly of, I think, Iowa State, maybe Iowa. That's what college he went to, not Iowa State. He went to Iowa. So we're going to go with TJ Hawkinson. After we selected TJ Hawkinson, Kiki Kuti came off the board, followed by the Jags defense, Emmanuel Sanders, Big Ben Roethlisberger, Baltimore Ravens, Alexander Madison, Chargers defense, Ito Smith, Devin Funchess, Austin Hooper, Dante Moncrief, Mecole Hardman, Anthony Miller, Justice Hill. So now we got 1 bench spot remaining. We got our kicker and our defense. We got 2 bench spots remaining, actually, but only 1 bench spot remaining for our other running back. We got 4 receivers, and we're going to go with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 6 running back strategy. That's the strategy. You always need more running backs than receivers, in my opinion, to win the goddamn championship. And hopefully you're still here. I've been yelling, so hopefully you've been paying attention. So we are going to be selecting a running back. He's not even on our screen right now. That's how low-key this guy is. His name is Justin Jackson. Now you might tell me, Nick, why do I want the third stringer on the Chargers? Because if Melvin Gordon holds out the first couple of weeks, he holds out, he gets traded, Justin Jackson's going to be inserted into the lineup, and he's going to absolutely destroy your opponent. 17 points, 11 points with Gordon gone. He can do it. He's kind of small, but he can do it on the Chargers. And with the 12th round selection, with a guy with that high of upside, I like it. I love it. Justin Jackson. After we selected Justin Jackson, Trey Burton, Jimmy Garoppolo, Lamar Miller, Minnesota Vikings, Delaney Walker, Devin Singletary, Paris Campbell, and the Cleveland Browns defense have been selected. So like I said, we're going to get one more tight end because we want to make sure we have, since we went Hawkinson, we want to guarantee that we have a good tight end to switch in and out with him. So now you look, you go, who has a different buy than Hawkinson? Hawkinson is a 5 buy, as you can see here where my cursor is. TJ Hawkinson buy 5. You want to know who doesn't have a buy 5? Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is poised for a breakout year this season. He is going to absolutely turn it up on the Baltimore Ravens because you may think, Nick, Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball. I know he can't throw the ball that far, but you want to know who's not going that far? A tight end. He's not running very far. He'll be right there. He'll be open. He's a big guy. He can come down with the ball. They connected multiple times last season, and I believe that Mark Andrews now is going to end up solidifying himself as the tight end one on Baltimore and solidifying himself into your lineup if you see fit. So we are going to go Mark Andrews here. After we selected Mark Andrews, Tyrell Williams was picked, Naheem Hines, and the computer is fucked up, so we're not gonna set the player. We're just gonna let the CPU do it. We're gonna have to click a bunch of times for it to do this. Okay. G Reg was picked, followed by Harrison Bucker, Kirk Cousins, Matt Breida, Justin Tucker, Will Lutz, Hollywood Brown, Denver Broncos, Houston Texans, Kyan Fairbairn, and the Dallas Cowboys. My defense has been fucking sniped by the computer. The defense I wanted. So I'm going to go kicker here, and I'm going to explain to you how to pick a defense. We're going to pick Stefan Gostkowski. After we selected Stefan Gostkowski, Adam Vinatieri is picked, followed by Robbie Gould, Joshua Allen, Jake Elliott, Traquan Smith, Kyle Rudolph, Dion Lewis, Rock Armstead, and now it's our pick. So the way you're going to pick a defense is you're not gonna just play one every single week. You're not gonna play the same team every week. That's just fucking stupid. Unless you have the Bears. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go on Google. You're gonna type in NFL schedule week 1. You type that shit up. You type fast, and you look which defense is playing against a shitty offense the first week of the season. In my opinion, that's the Cowboys. They're playing against the Giants. They're gonna sack Eli. They're gonna make him his bitch. All right, he's gonna throw picks. Eli loves throwing picks, and the Cowboys defense loves grabbing them. I'm not even a Cowboys fan. But that's how you're going to do it. Now, which other defenses are good? I have no fucking idea. I'm going to make a video about it, so subscribe for that. But right now, we're just going to go with the highest ranked Philadelphia Eagles. So after we went with the Eagles, Giorgio Trevecchio was selected, followed by the fastest man in football, Marquise Goodwin, Darwin Thompson, Mason Crosby, Devontae Parker, Jordan Reed, and old man Jimmy Graham. So our finishing lineup is our starting quarterback is Dickie Dak Prescott. Our 2 running backs are David Johnson and Marlon Mack. Our 2 receivers are Tyreek Hill and Tyler Lockett. Our starting tight end is TJ Hawkinson. Our flex is Chris Carson. Our kicker is Stefan Gostkowski. Our defense is the Philadelphia Eagles. Our bench starts off with Darrell Henderson, Miles Sanders, Marvin Jones, MVS, Justin Jackson, and Mark Andrews. Thank you guys all for watching the video. Please click the subscribe button down below or the one that's on the screen. It's Johnny Football throwing up those fucking money signs because you're going to get money when you subscribe to this fucking channel. You're going to win. And then you're going to click on one of these other 3 videos that's on your screen and just keep clicking. Just keep clicking. Watch all the videos. Get all the knowledge and win the Super Bowl. So have a great goddamn day, guys. And I will see you guys on, I think, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Or Thursday, maybe. Who fucking knows? I'm not good at the days. I don't even know what today is. So have a great day.